That is okay. I'll take it. And the sun is going down, which I think is great on an evening like today. And I want to thank you all for organizing this moment. And I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up. All right. I want to say in my remarks, I will often say women, but I want it to be clear that when we're talking about issues of choice and reproductive freedom, that we're talking about anyone who can get pregnant, okay? And so I just want to make sure that although my words may escape me at moments, I want to declare what my intention is from the outset. My name is Candace Hollingsworth. I'm the former mayor of the city of Hyattsville. As I always say, the best job I never knew I wanted. Currently a candidate for lieutenant governor running with former Attorney General Doug Gansler. I have said on the trail before, and it's gotten me in a little bit of Twitter trouble, that if you can't stand up for your own truth, how can I expect you to speak for me? And I think that is very important, especially when we're talking about folks who are running for elected office. My mother is college educated. My father does not have a high school diploma. They were hardworking and just barely made ends meet. Education was always seen as the path for me to be able to make sure that the next generation of my family is better off than the previous one. And that meant not letting anything get in the way of getting my education. I was able to go to some great institutions. I'm a graduate of Phillips Exeter Academy in Exeter, New Hampshire. I earned my bachelor's degree from Emory University in Atlanta. I received my master's in public policy from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. I've had a great career in the nonprofit sector and had the honor of serving as Hyattsville's first African-American and youngest mayor in the city's history. I am now running for lieutenant governor in this great state of Maryland, alongside a courageous, passionate fighter who protected women nationwide from Bush's rollbacks of abortion access. An unplanned pregnancy for me would have upended all of that. I am a mother to a 17-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter. And before either one of them came into this world, I had an abortion. And it is because of the care that I received at a feminist-centered center, I can live with the choice that I made. When I told my mother that I had an abortion, all I remember her saying is, "I hate you had to go through that by yourself." But I didn't, because of the care that I received from the women at the health center that I visited. A few years later, right after I graduated college, I went back to that same health center and I worked as a counselor to women for the sole purpose of ensuring that any woman who walked through those doors didn't leave regretting her decision. I've counseled young women who were just barely entering high school and wanted much more from life than caring for a child would allow them. I counseled older women who had done the work of raising their children already and couldn't bear the burden of adding another mouth to feed. I counseled women who, through the excitement of expectation, had to deal with the pain of an unviable pregnancy. The most memorable one, though, was of this woman who was a mother to a young girl she was forced to have after a rape, and was now in the clinic being forced by her partner to have an abortion of a pregnancy she wanted, and we helped her escape. Every woman's choice is different, but it is her choice to make. It is interesting that we're here 2 days after the 4th of July, a celebration of independence and freedom. People who push this country to live up to the society that we were promised are nothing less than patriots. We're here today because it's important that we all understand that this is an issue of justice. Maryland must lead by ensuring abortion as a right of all Marylanders. We will lead by expanding access to abortion and reproductive care, including community-based and women-centered reproductive health centers. We will lead by protecting people who seek abortion and abortion care providers from prosecution. And if we are going to be the safe haven that we say we will be, and a sanctuary from women across this country, we have to help those facilities that do exist expand their capacity to serve. Because the simple fact is that our investment in reproductive health as it stands right now for Marylanders is already underfunded, and it's time for us to ante up. 30% of Maryland's women live in a county where they do not have access to reproductive health center and abortion care. But our fight isn't just about Maryland, it isn't just in Maryland, and it isn't just about Roe. Roe protected choice, but we have to remember that it didn't guarantee access. I want you to look around. There are not many faces that look like mine. This issue is not just about abortion and the idea of freedom. For Black women in particular, this is life or death. Black women are nearly 3 times more likely than white and Hispanic women to die during childbirth. We have to work as fiercely and forcefully on behalf of women in southern states, states that hold 56% of the Black population in this country, states that already have a record of over-criminalizing and over-incarcerating Black men may now have a special license to do the same for Black women. This isn't time to play nice. We need leaders with courage, leaders with experience, leaders with the political fortitude to do what's necessary. And let's be very clear, this is an issue brought about by Republicans and those Democratic colleagues who lack the political fortitude to do the right thing. We might all be on the right side of the issue, but we are not the same. Right now, the not that bad Republican in office will win if he were on the ballot today. If we do not elect Democrats that can win in a general election, in a state where the electorate is more moderate than it is progressive, a pro-life Republican will win, and that is the truth. For me, this isn't an academic exercise, nor is it political theater. This fight is very personal, and I come from a long line of people who are tireless in their fight. The moral high ground belongs only to the people who have nothing to lose. Instead, we need people who are willing to get into the battle with us. Your stories, your support, your money, and your votes do not belong on the sidelines. Let's get in this and win for ourselves, for our 4 mothers, and for our daughters. Thank you for having me today.